Well, it's about 10:20 in the morning, and we've made it to London. And as you can see by the way we're dressed, it is a chilly day. It's currently about 35 degrees outside, and this is about as warm as it's probably going to get. But it's fun. We stopped by our hotel, and we dropped off our bags, and so got a little bit dressed, a little bit warmer too. I think that was good. How you doing?
Warmer now.
Are you warmer now? We, because now that we got the Harry Potter tickets, suddenly that cuts our time in London short, and we've really only got today to pretty much see whatever we're going to see in London, at least during the daylight hours. So we're gonna kind of keep moving.
Yes.
And they have these machines, which is what we're trying to figure out right now. So let's see if we can get a 2-day visitor pass or a 3-day visitor pass. For us, 3 days is what we're gonna need. So here's the main screen. And you can get tickets by destination, 1-day tickets, and so on and so on. But we want a visitor pass because we're only here shortly. 3-day visitor pass is what we want. There's a 3-day visitor pass. We're going to have 2 of us, so that's going to be £78.60. So we're going to select that. Select that. Confirm. Okay. Process. Do it. MasterCard. Enter your PIN.
You need a pin.
Sure. Trying to figure these machines out, so you're learning it as I'm learning it. Transaction was approved. Remove your card. And voila! 2 Oyster cards, good for 3 days on the London Underground, which we're going to be using a lot of, especially today. So now we're at King's Cross Station. We're going to go get on the train. We're going to head towards the Tower of London. So this is the Tower of London. This is our first real major thing. Well, no, actually the whole thing is the Tower of London, but what you're seeing on the inside that looks like sort of like the castle with the 4 really tall corner parts, that is the White Tower. And that is the residence where like Henry VIII lived. But the whole tower is the Tower of London, and then of course this is what was once the moat, which didn't work out too well as a moat. But anyway, we're gonna go get our tickets over here, and we're gonna take a little tour of the Tower of London. Alright, so here we are inside the entrance to the Tower of London. Actually, this is where you come in, and that's the middle tower. It says 1280 on that. It says Parley was rebuilt in 1717. We're going to be heading over this way, and we're going to be going in and exploring the world famous Tower of London. Our tour starts at noon, so we got a little bit of time.
I'll tell you this straight off now. I am not allowed to make stuff up. We had polar bears in the moat. The Tower of London was the first zoo anywhere in Britain. It housed the Royal Menagerie. No one knows why we started the Royal Menagerie, but we do know when. In 1254, for no reason ever recorded, the King of France sent England an elephant. The English had never seen an elephant, and I suspect the army spent a few days just staring at it, waiting for the French to come out. We don't know a lot about animals, but we know our warfare. We weren't falling for any French Trojan elephant trick. Over there we have Tower Hill. Tower Hill became the site of the public execution scaffold. On execution day, thousands of people would gather around a wooden platform. The platform was covered with straw, and that was there to absorb the blood. Now, speaking of beheadings, let's be heading off. Yeah.
we're still at the Tower of London, and we're standing on the ramparts that come off the Bloody Tower. And from here we got a nice view of the Thames River, and of course over here,
The Tower Bridge.
that's right, that's Tower Bridge. And I think we're gonna walk over there, get a closer look. What do you think?
Yeah, if you look down over the wall, you'll see Trader's Gate.
That's right, this is Trader's Gate, and many prisoners came into the Tower of London that never left again. One of the people that passed through that gate is none other than William Wallace. Yes.
One of the things we found here at the Tower of London is the Whomping Willow Garden.
That was pretty cool seeing the Tower of London, right?
That was awesome.
It really was. I'll tell you, we spent like 3 hours in there, but I still felt like, we could have spent so much more time in there.
Yeah.
There's really a lot to see, so much to see in there. The tour itself was about an hour, and it was really fun.
Yeah, so you get the right tour guide, it's awesome.
It was educational, it was a lot of fun, but there's also an awful lot that you can still see that's not even on the tour. So I'll tell you, if we had more time,
We'd still be in there.
spend the whole day easily. So we just came back out of there, and of course now we're just on the River Thames, and there's Tower Bridge. Very iconic, everybody knows what that is, right?
Yep.
And you can actually take tours of that, as a matter of fact. And if you take a tour of that, you actually can go up one of those towers, and then that part of it that's way up above, that's way up here, you actually walk through that area, and it's enclosed. It doesn't look like it is, but it's enclosed in glass, and you can actually walk across it. That's part of the tour. If
The
you don't,
bottom is like a drawbridge to let the taller boats go by.
that's exactly what that is. It's a drawbridge, and on the tour you actually get to see the mechanisms of how that goes up. So that's something we'll have to come back and revisit. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
A little something that caught me off guard and thought was really weird is look at the traffic. They're on opposite sides of the road. And if you look at the vehicles themselves, the drivers are in what's normally our passenger side. It's kind of strange. I mean, you see it on TV and it seems like, okay, that's cool. But then whenever you see it in real life, you're thinking, oh, that's just messed up. So we finally get over here, and it's my first time seeing Big Ben in real life and Houses of Parliament, and this is what we see.
Well, it sort of looks like Big Ben. I mean, you can see the clock, right? Okay, so there's a lot of scaffolding. Who'd have thought? It looks so different on TV, though, than in the movies.
Yeah.
But there it is.
Well, they say the camera adds 10 pounds, but I don't see it.
That's true. Maybe the camera adds 10 pounds to people. Maybe the camera just adds scaffolding to buildings. I don't know. or takes the scaffolding off is what it is. Anyway, behind us is the London Eye. Look at that. Point to the London Eye so everybody knows where it is. Yes. And there it is. It's sort of like the Orlando Eye, but this one's actually, I think, a little bit bigger, if I understand right, but I'm not sure. Let's keep walking, or we can stay on this really cold bridge. What do you want to do? Okay, we're gonna keep walking. We got a little closer to the London Eye, which you can see right behind us.
Yep.
It's tall. Look how tall that thing is. Oh my gosh, and you can see it sort of moving. We weren't sure if that was bigger than the Orlando Eye or not, but now that we're up to it, I can tell it definitely is taller.
Yeah.
And of course, I was right across the Thames from the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. And then right over here, actually kind of as you're walking from Big Ben over to the London Eye, is this attraction. It's the London Dungeon, which is sort of an interesting, almost a macabre sort of look at the history of London through all of the plague and Jack the Ripper and just all kinds of things. So if you're into like the more macabre and darker side of London, this is this would be a cool attraction. We're gonna head over to Trafalgar Square.
Or as I call it, Trafalgar.
Trafalgar. Trafalgar Square, and then not too far from there is...
Piccadilly Circus.
That's right. And guess what? It's not a circus.
No.
We are now in Trafalgar Square, and as you can see, the sun's starting to go down, and you can sort of see against the silhouette Trafalgar Square. It's a very busy area. Lots going on. A lot of beautiful architecture too. So we are entering the theater district, London West End, and they have all kinds of really nice shows here. Unfortunately, this trip probably will not include a show, but I'm not ruling it out just yet. It may still happen. We don't know. I did see something really interesting though. That's here at Trafalgar Square. I didn't know was here. You know what it was?
What?
There's hot coffee up there. Would you like to stop and get a hot coffee?
A hot chocolate, yes.
We're gonna get something warm to drink.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They have delicious hot chocolate here.
This,
It's not quite as sweet as what it is in America, but in the United States, but it's definitely rich.
and that's a medium that she is drinking, a medium hot cocoa. We're actually in Trafalgar Square. It's a bookstore, and it has a coffee shop up on the upper floor. It's actually the second floor for us, but here, it's the first floor.
It's like a.
And there is Trafalgar Square out the window.
It's like the UK version of a Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Oh, you're absolutely fine there. Yes. So yeah, it's and this is what I got here. I got a cafe americano, and that's a medium. I mean,
I was gonna say, what's that, a small?
it's like a bowl of soup, but it's a medium. And believe it or not, those two drinks together was only £5 total. So very nice. So we're gonna warm up a little bit because honestly, it's just cold outside.
It's around 33 to 35 degrees.
Something like that, and it's only going to get chillier. So after we're done here, we're going to run over to Piccadilly Circus, I guess.
Yes. I can't wait to see it all lit up at night.
Yes. Believe it or not, we're still operating off of what, about maybe an hour and a half, 2.5 hours of sleep on the flight last night. So we're doing pretty good, I'd say, considering. All right, so we're going to warm up, and then we're going to go freeze again. Hi.
Hi.
And welcome to Piccadilly Circus.
Piccadilly Circus.
Yes. So as you can see, it's very bright. And there's the fountain, which is not on, thankfully, right now because it would be very cold if it was. And it's just very well lit. Oh my gosh, look at this. So much activity.
This is Criterion. For a second, I thought it said Critterton.
We're seeing a lot of stuff in a short time frame, that's for sure. This is probably going to be it for today, though. We wanted to see Piccadilly Circus, and we are. We're going to walk around a little bit, kind of check things out. What are we looking at?
Piccadilly.
Oh, yes. So, there it is. Piccadilly, City of Westminster. So we're going to check out Piccadilly Circus a little bit, then we're going to head on the train and go back to our hotel and get some well-deserved rest, I think. So anyway, I think that's probably it for tonight, unless something else interesting comes up, but I think right now that's probably about it for our first major day. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow.